Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the shed. It's been a while since I've put out an actual recorded video, just been a bit busy with work and flat out and all that sort of stuff. This is the steam whistle I've been working on. We've just got the lapping of the valve to go. That's it. This will be a separate video, but the video I'm doing tonight, or start recording tonight, I've got a little problem with the lathe over here, and you can see this is the setup here. That's the lathe. We got over on this computer here, Emma's spare room machine shop. She's doing her CAD drawing on a Tuesday night. Actually, I've got to look at the camera over here. The problem we got is the lid here is very crunchy. It doesn't run smoothly. That screw there is just to stop it coming all the way around. I think that we've got a bit of ingress of debris inside here from all the years of machining. I've never had this off since I've owned it, so it's becoming a problem and we need to do something about it now. I got the file and there's just a roll pin that's holding this in, so we'll knock that out. Pin punch and roll pin to knock that out, and we'll see how we go. So I need a slightly bigger one. I might need a bit more power, and get it square on would help too. There we go. We're on the move quite nicely. Right. That was easy. That's the way it's meant to be. So we'll take that out of there and we can slide that lever off. And that's got a fair bit of oil in it and that. And I could actually do with getting in and giving this a good clean before putting it back on. Right, our pin punch on the headstock there. Obviously the lathe is isolated. There's no fear of it starting up in any way. Plus, when you open this, it cuts it out anyway. So there you have it. Well, that was easier said than done. So here's the shaft, which just slid out, which really surprised me. And they've milled in a slot there. That's to stop it only rotate about 90 degrees at the most. It's a little bit dirty. And in under this cover is a micro switch, so we might get the Allen keys and take this off and have a look underneath and just make sure there's no debris fouling inside there. I did give the lathe a clean up the other night on the live stream, and I probably need to give it a bit more of a clean up, but it's also good to give them a clean up. Got a little, you probably can't see it from that angle, but there's a sight glass just under there to tell me how much oil is in the headstock, and that could probably do with a change too at some stage, because I have not changed it in a long time. And wrong size. It's not very hard at all. Just cap screws. And these T-bar type arrangement Allen keys are nice long socket cap screws. Right, that's the whole thing. That's a micro switch there. Let's see if we can get a better view of that. There we go, I'll put that up there like so. You may hear the shed dogs in the background having a bit of a play. And there's two red wires. Ooh. Hopefully you didn't hear that. Two red wires, and one's just come out. That's nice. So we've got to fix that. Right, and I hardly put any weight on that, and that just pulled out. So they've only got one screw in there, which is right. Obviously more work than what I realised, and it always is. So I need to get a bit of rag and have a closer look at this. We'll just wipe the oil off. It'll be a good idea for me just to do one at a time. We've zoomed in a bit here now, and I'm going to take out this micro switch so I can fix up the wire that goes onto the terminal. I'm sort of glad it actually happened now, because otherwise it could have happened down the track and I would have been scratching my head and all that sort of wonderful stuff that you normally try and resolve an issue with. And that's all rather dirty, a bit oily, of course. Like I said, over the years I've never pulled this apart. Still works fine, still clicks nicely. And now we've got that out of there. I'll have a close look in there. It's quite a heavy casting, cast iron. Looks like they've had a couple of goes at it. There's 2 holes there. For something that hasn't been off the lathe probably since it was built, it's doing well. We've had this lathe now for 10 years, something like that. It's been a good lathe. There's a couple of little things I don't like about it, but you know, for what it is and what it does, it gets the job done pretty good, actually, to tell you the truth. And you've seen me do plenty of work on this thing over the years. That one's in nicely. This one's not. Is it? Right, so it's only a spade bit. And it just wasn't crimped over properly. So let's get another one. Go get our box of electrical bits, crimps, and we fix that up so we can put it all back together. This will go in here like so. Right way around, of course. Now that's a little bit tight in there. Must be a bit of a burr somewhere there. I might have to run some. I ran that on the linisher, and in fact I can see the problem straight away. So what's happened over time, let's make sure we got our, there's that groove there, and as it's gone back, forth, it's worn a bit of a, where it stopped all the time, there's a bit of a burr there. So I'll just get the file and take that burr off, and that's probably all that's stopping it. It's not much, it's just a little bit of bruising, and we might go back on the, so I've just taken the burr off there. There's another one right at the back here. Let's get rid of that. It feels much better. That's it. That's all it took. That tiny little bit. It's amazing what a little burr will do. Right on the edge there. Nothing's ever as simple as what you think. All right, let's take it out. We know where the position is. We're back. We've had to make a bit of a compromise. I didn't have a spade bit, but I did have a little blue one here, which I've had to open up the hole. This is about a 3.5 or 4 millimeter screw, and I've got the really good the Toledo wire stripper cutters, good bit of gear. I'm just going to strip this one a bit more and double it over. With these you can set a distance, and I'll just punch that out a bit more so I can just strip a bit more off and double it over. Especially if you're doing quite a lot, it's good to set a particular distance and go from there. Actually, yep, there we go. Let's twist that a bit more, double that over. No fancy close-up shots here. You'll just have to try and zoom in. I have zoomed in already. We've got that going on there, like so. It's all colour-coded too. You've got blue, yellow, red. And we'll just give that a crimp down like so. And we'll make sure it's really well. I'll give it an extra bit of loving here on both sides. Now that's nice and taut. Get our Phillips head screwdriver and get ourselves into place here and put it back on. We may have to bend this around a little bit to get it to go in place because of where it was located. The sharp, keen-eyed ones of you will realise it's just not quite in the right place at the moment. We'll fix that up in a second. We'll get that started and we'll bend it up like that. Right, that's nice and tight. I think I've got some contact cleaner. I'll give this a wash down with a bit of contact cleaner. And we're in luck. I've got some contact cleaner. This is electrical contact cleaner. You've probably seen it. Got something. This is CRC. Low residue, low toxicity. It's flammable, obviously. Hopefully, we've got a bit of. Right. So what's happened is virtually all the gas. Oh, here we go. I thought I'd run out of gas. It's going to wash all the oil off. This stuff is fantastic. If you don't have any, it's definitely worthwhile keeping a can in you. It feels a bit loose. What the hell was that? Obviously something I needed. I know what it was. It was the roll pin that magnetically attached to the screwdriver, and it's now in the swarf tray with all the other swarf. So that was fun. In fact, I didn't have to unscrew that completely because it's a spade bit. We'll just let that dangle down there. We'll just make sure that it's crimped nicely. So that we don't have any problems in the future. Get that really. Unfortunately, from that angle you guys are on now, distorts it too much. I'm already zoomed in a little bit for these close-up shots. A bit more contact cleaner just to. We'll put that back into there. I can see why they went for a spade bit. Right. Now if we turn the lathe on, righto, you can hear that clicking in and out, and when you open the lid, pushes it in so the lathe can't run, whereas it can run in that position. If you push it in like that, it will not go. Oh, that's what I didn't want to do. So now we can put this all back together. Now we've sorted our problem out. Now with our shaft going back in, we will give it a little bit of oil. Just a bit. So everything's going to go nice and smoothly. It only goes in one way. And that's like so, and yeah, that's working perfectly. So like that, and it'll run. Let's clean that out. That's our little grub screw which had come loose, and that's partly to do why it was burred over on the shaft. I'll give this a little bit of a clean up off camera. It's a little pick set. This is one of the tools out of the pick set. Sorry, I'll just keep looking to make sure I'm in frame. And you can get in and pull things out and clean things out. I haven't got the air compressor on, it's a bit late at night. And this scrub screw can go back into position. Let's stop, go. Right. There is a little bit of play in terms of, no, that's a bit tight. There we go. And we'll get a little spanner. Now this is an imperial and that's metric. Yeah, that's 10 mil. So we get our little adjustable spanner. On the workbench over there I've got imperial spanners and I haven't got any metric up there, so that's probably the next thing I need to do is just get a cheap set of metric spanners. Now let's turn this on and you can hear that it's working. So that's in the off position, lathe will not go, and with that in the down position the lathe runs. So I hit the e-stop and you can't hear it now. So there's plenty of forms of isolation on this lathe. I'm going to use the lathe to clean the cap, turn the coolant on, unless we're out of coolant. Oh, I need some water. I know where I can get some. Right, I've got a bucket of water here I've stolen from the dogs. We need to put some clean stuff in anyway. Well, this is all well and truly ingrained, and I'm being a bit slack on cleaning. Not that you have to have your lathe perfectly clean, but it's just good to keep things semi-clean. Just gives you a little bit more pride to put in. Now that's not perfect by any means. We'll slide that back onto there. We'll put that in that particular position. And that just taps nicely back into there. And that's really smooth. And you can hear that working perfectly. Job done. Happy days. That way we got this sorted out, this little problem sorted out. Not that it was a big problem, it was an easy fix. Sometimes you have a win, and we're going to have some flawless operation now. Turn that on. There we go. And I'll demonstrate. So what happens, the lathe will be running, I'll lift this lid, it'll cut out. Just like that. And you won't be able to start it again until you put that lid back down again. So there you go. All right, thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget Thursday night live. See you then. Bye for now. Time to clean up, Mark.